Part 2 of I Have a Dream by Dr. William. Today, malaria, typhoid, and many other preventable diseases send me to hospitals which have no doctors, no medicines, and no power. So my wife gives birth with candlelight, and surgery is performed by quacks. All the nurses have gone abroad, and the rest are waiting to go also. I have the highest maternal and infant mortality rate in the world, and future generations are dying before me. I am hopeless, helpless, and helpless. But I have a dream that one day malaria, typhoid, and many other preventable diseases will not send my people to hospitals which have no doctors, no medicines, and no power. Because my hospitals will have enough doctors, medicines, and alternative sources of energy. So my wife will give birth under proper power supply, and surgery will be performed by well-trained medical doctors, including those in diaspora, who would have come back to their fatherland to offer their services under world-class and improved conditions. I have a dream that all the nurses would have returned home to Nigeria to offer their experience and exposure to sophisticated medical equipment. I have a dream that I will have the lowest maternal and infant mortality rate in the world. I am hopeful. I'm full of life. I'm excited. Please dream with me, my fellow Nigerians. Yesterday, I wanted change, so I stood all day long to cast my vote. But even before I could vote, the results had been announced. When I dared to speak out, silence was enthroned by bullets. My rulers are my oppressors, and my policemen are my terrorists. I am ruled by men in mufti, but I'm not a democracy. I have no verb, no vote, and no voice. I have a dream that one day I will cast my vote, and the result will not be announced before I vote. When I dare to speak out, my voice will be heard, and my vote will count. My rulers of tomorrow will no longer regard themselves as rulers, but instead they will regard themselves as the servants of the people. My policemen will maintain law and order and will be corruption free instead of them being terrorists on my roads. I have a dream that I will have a vote that counts and a voice that is heard. Today I have 50 million youths with no jobs, no present, and no future. So my sons in the north have become street urchins, and his brothers in the south have become militants. My nephews die of thirst in the Sahara, and his cousins drown in the waters of the Mediterranean. My daughters walk the streets of Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt, while her sisters parade the streets of Rome and Amsterdam. I am inconsolable, but I have a dream, my fellow Nigerians, that one day an overwhelming majority of my youth will have a job waiting for them even before they graduate from the university or high school. My sons in the north will no longer be street urchins, but highly skilled entrepreneurs, and his brothers in the south will have become highly skilled engineers in the oil and gas industry, thereby making it unnecessary to bring in expatriates from overseas. My nephews will no longer need to escape from my shores and in the process die of thirst in the Sahara, and his cousins will no longer drown in the waters of the Mediterranean. Instead, they will be exploring and exploiting the resources of the Mediterranean. My daughters will no longer walk the streets of Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt, and her sisters will no longer parade the streets of Rome and Amsterdam, because they will all have access to quality education and will possess highly sought after skills both at home and abroad. I have a dream that the ashes of my daughters will be replaced with beauty. All of joy will be given them instead of their money, and the garment of praise will envelop them instead of the spirit of heaviness. Today, the leaders have looted everything on the ground and below. They walk the land with haughty strides and fly the skies with private jets. They have stolen the future of generations yet unborn and have money they cannot spend in several lifetimes, but their brothers die of hunger. But I have a dream, my fellow Nigerians, that one day the loot and spoils of office stolen by political office holders from independence in 1960 till date will be recovered and used for the greatest happiness of the greatest number. They will no longer be able to walk the land with haughty strides and fly the skies with private jets, because they would have lost their freedom. Please dream with me, my fellow Nigerians. The future of generations yet unborn, stolen, will be restored, and all the money they have stolen will vanish from their grasp by an executive order or judicial proclamation. Please dream with me, my fellow Nigerians.